are you?
Fine, thank you.
What did you study about?
I'm studying about heat energy.
Was it fun?
Yes.
Talk to me about what you learned.
Energy, unlike matter, is not something that can be held or touched. Energy has no mass and does not take up any space. By understanding energy, we can better explain and describe how matter acts and reacts. There are many forms of energy. Sound energy is energy that we can hear. Light energy is energy that we can see. Heat energy, also called thermal energy, is energy that we can feel. Heat energy is all around us. We can feel if something is hot using our sense of touch, or we can measure the quantity of heat using a thermometer. Heat helps make physical changes like melting solids or causing wet things to dry, or chemical changes like when cooking or burning firewood.
Very good. What are the sources of heat?
Heat energy can be man-made or natural. Sources of man-made heat energy include fires, ovens, dryers, heaters. Sources of natural heat energy include forest wildfires and the most important source, the sun. Without heat energy from the sun, the Earth would be a frozen planet. Many man-made and natural heat producers can also produce some light energy.
Like what?
Like the sun and fire.
Okay. How is heat energy created?
Things that are in motion can also produce heat energy. This includes people and animals. So when we rub our hands together, shake, jump, or run, we are producing heat energy. Recall that the particles that make up matter are in constant motion. Solid particles vibrate in place, liquid particles flow around each other, and gas particles move freely. Heat energy is created when particles of matter vibrate and move. The more the particles of matter vibrate, the more heat energy is produced.
Very good. How does heat get transferred? How do we move it?
Even though we cannot hold heat energy with our hands and move it from place to place, it still moves. Heat energy always moves or transfers from the warmer object to the cooler object until both are the same temperature. The reason for this is that heated molecules have more motion than those with less heat. Heat energy can move or transfer from hot to cold in three ways: through conduction, convection, or radiation.
Very good. What is conduction?
Conduction is when heat moves between two objects or surfaces that are in contact or touching. A good example of conduction is a grilled cheese sandwich in a pan on an electric burner. As the burner gains heat, the particles that make it up begin to vibrate in place faster and faster as the temperature increases. Because the pan is in direct contact the hot coils, the heat that is generated in the coil is transferred directly to the bottom of the pan, causing the particles that make up the pan to vibrate in place faster and faster as they increase in temperature. This heat energy is then passed to the ground sandwich in the pan, cooking it. Hot soup also conducts heat to a metal spoon that is dipped in it, to the bowl it is in, and to the table the bowl is on. You experience heat transfer by conduction when you wrap your hands around a hot mug of tea. Your hands are cooler than the mug. Therefore, the heat energy moves from the hot tea to the mug to your hands.
Very good, Rayyan. Tell me, why do mugs have handles?
Mugs have handles so we can hold them without getting burnt.
Okay. Do you remember what is convection?
Yes.
Tell me.
Convection is when a fluid, air or a liquid, physically moves into an area of different temperature to heat it up or cool it down. An example of this is a vent blowing air into a room to heat it up in winter or cool it down in summer. Another example is a blow dryer blowing hot air, or when we heat water on a stove. The fluid in the bottom, above the hot surface, expands, becomes less dense, and rises.
Okay. And what is radiation?
Radiation is when heat moves in waves between objects that are not in contact. The heat rising from a cup of hot tea or the warmth of a nearby fire or heat energy moving in waves or radiation. The heat of the sun moving all the way to Earth is radiation. We can't touch the sun, but we can feel its warmth. It heats up the ground and causes water to evaporate. Heat radiates out in all directions, and since we are close enough and it's hot enough, we can feel it.
Excellent. What are conductors?
Conductors are materials that allow heat energy to move through them quickly. Metals are good conductors. This is why pots and pans are made out of metal.
And what are insulators?
Insulators are materials that are good at slowing down or stopping heat energy from moving through them easily. Materials like rubber, wood, cloth, and styrofoam slow down the transfer of heat energy. These materials are good insulators and can be used to protect delicate surfaces from high temperatures. This is why a metal spatula has a wooden or plastic handle, and why we use the oven mitts to hold the hot oven tray, so we don't burn our hands. Other insulators, such as plastic ice boxes, thermoses, double-pane windows, down comforters, and coats, are also good insulators as they prevent the transfer of heat energy. They can help keep cold things cold and hot things hot. Hair, fur, feathers, and leaves are also good insulators. If you take a bag of ice and immerse it in a large garbage bag full of dry leaves, the ice can take several days to melt. What makes the leaves such a good insulator is the air that gets trapped between the leaves. Air is a good insulator when it gets trapped in small areas. This is why animals puff up their fur and feathers when it gets cold, to trap air in the tiny spaces made in between.
Very good. Thank you so much, Rayyan.
You are welcome.
Bye.
Bye.